Hey, welcome everyone. It's May the 1st, 2024, and we're working with the universal law of instantaneous transmission and transformation with Sanat Kumara, and still bringing up a little bits and pieces about truth with Archangel Michael. And this is all connected to the Lurion clavicle chakra right below the throat, right there, and the ninth dimension with Albert Einstein. So here's our mission with Michael. And then I realized today I didn't have Archangel Raphael featured. We've got Gabriel, we've got Uriel, we've got Michael, we've got Yophiel, which I don't have. I don't have a picture of Yofi. But there's Rafi, and he's got enormous wings, but you can't hardly see that. But anyways, so there's all the mighty ones helping us create peace on earth. That's our mission. We're going to get there, as within, so without. So the more peaceful you feel, the better it is for the planet. This is one of peacenow.com's memes that they're sending out, and it's all about truth. So it's a good one. Reality has no opinion, they say. Truth needs no further editorializing from us. We receive it with empty hands, or we can't grasp it fully. So deep. So they're saying, breathe in deeply through your nose and exhale slowly, and reflect on how truth is complete and total for all time and unchanged by any point of view. So just different wording, but what Michael has been telling us about truth. So interesting. Okay, so here we are, Lurion, clavicle chakra, Albert Einstein, ninth dimension. Growth pattern engenders completion. So this is a completion chakra. Deeper surrender for completion. And the quality is truth. It's connected to the instantaneous transmission and transformation law. This chakra is a bridge to a higher level of unspoken communication. So think telepathy. It's a great chakra to focus on for communication with your guides. And you can sit in it, you can feel the energy of it, the blues and the pinks, and there's even purple right in the middle. And that's connected to our I am. So the more we're in our I am, our soul design, remembering who we truly are, it really helps with communication. And don't forget your grounding. I'm going to show you a new technique with a mudra, which is, it's a mudra called with our fingertips together like that. And it's going to connect us right to the 13th octave, to source and to Gaia. But I'll show you how to do that. I have a slide about it. Okay, truth is the ability to know with clarity simply what is. And what is in the silver of your mirror and the silver of the infinite sky and the heart of one. So that is from Archangel Michael. I should put his name up at the top here. And this is actually Rafi's emerald mirror, but you can see it's silver. So the silver and the emerald, they're like a double helix. You can't have truth without love. So that's why we have the silver and the emerald very close together. Okay. And here's Albert explaining the ninth dimension. The ninth dimension growth pattern engenders completion. This is often a challenge for human beings. It is the understanding of the pattern of growth for each cycle of life and existence. It is the embracing of completion while realizing that while life cycles are defined, that existence is infinite. It is anchored and made manifest in the human being by the ability to let go, to reach resolution, to continue on in joy, to accept and participate in the unfoldment. The quality of this dimension is truth. The growth pattern of this dimension is easily discernible in human beings. The most significant anchoring of this dimension's quality is when a baby is born. They choose consciously and fully aware to relinquish their state of angelic freedom, to come into form, to continue with a new cycle in order to be of service and have a unique human experience. That momentous event could not take place unless the spirit coming into form had fully embraced the qualities of the ninth. So they're saying that everyone that's born here has at least ninth dimensional understandings. That is what humans so often fail to understand, that the growth patterns of the other dimensions are already present within the third dimension when the child is born. They are as undeniable as the rings on an ancient oak tree, not seen from the outside, but present nevertheless. Nevertheless, it is the truth of the core essence. So it's just good to remember, you know, everything that we're talking about. Yeah, Darren. You're on mute.
So those growth patterns come with us, but we have to develop those growth patterns, I imagine, to have them manifested.
Well, if you anchor and know about your soul design, all of this is in your soul design. So basically, it's deeper surrender and remembering and just knowing the most important thing is love, allowing the energy of love to run through us. And in that is everything. Like, it's not meant to be tricky or difficult. We just make it that way.
Yeah,
So
but we still have to develop it. It may be there, and unless we develop it, it's not going to be sort of.
what do you mean by, oh, you're coughing. Well, what do you mean by develop it?
Well, it's just like a seed, okay? You have a seed, it has all the potential to be whatever plant it's going to be, but until it grows, it's still a seed.
But it just naturally grows, though. It doesn't
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why it needs to develop.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is good to study and it is good to practice. Is that what you mean?
No, I'm talking about growth, like a seed grows into a plant, right? So we have to do the same thing. We have those potentials within us, but until they grow, they're just potentials.
Okay. Well, I honestly think we shouldn't be making it too complicated. Just let it happen. Really, because
Well, I can't argue with that.
we make things so complicated. So,
That's the way I'm built.
okay. Okay. Well, just relaxing into your mission and purpose and trusting your guides and knowing that we come with our soul design, and we're letting go of the belief system. So the more we let go of these old belief systems, the more the information comes to us. It just naturally, we attract it. It's the law of attraction connected to repulsion. So, as the old systems repulse, in comes what we need to know for our mission. So it's relaxing into who we are, I think. And I think that this law is all about instantaneous transmission.
Yeah, I agree. I think we need to clear out all the garbage before you can build anything or grow anything, that's for sure.
Okay. Well, not even calling it, I'm changing my languaging. I don't even want to call it garbage. It's just, it was interesting.
Well, I don't know.
It's interesting.
If you want to call it sludge or barnacles, you can go that way too.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, okay. Well, anyways, let's just keep going.
Yeah, let's go on.
Yeah. Yeah, like the more we just neutralize the languaging and be love, like really love yourself, it makes things much simpler. I'm finding, yeah, I like things to be simple, and I think SK loves things to be simple too. So he said that many times, and Albert said it too. I know when I was in Florida, I heard him say, keep everything as simple as possible. So yeah, anyways, let's go on. The choice in the human third reality is simply whether or not you will allow those qualities to be brought to the surface. So the qualities were the growth patterns of the other dimensions, the truth of our core essence, okay? The same quality is seen in the completion of life of the ability to resolve and embrace the next chapter of existence. The same is true of the growth patterns of resolution of old patterns, relationships, habits, addictions, and jobs. When you practice completion, you're drawing on the energy of the ninth dimension. You are pulling to you the knowledge and patterning of that reality. And yeah, and then I've got here what Archangel Raphael says, there's no difference between healing and creation. So the more that we're focused on the emerald, healing, love, then creation naturally follows. So I'm getting to the point where it's just like focus, focus, focus on loving, remembering that we're all angelic. So our angelic self is very loving. And just I saw that being today and how it's right so close and it's just emanating love, and how we can be that. We can just allow that to flow through us. Oh, it helps with everything. Okay. So yes. So here's some definitions of truth. Well, love, here's Archangel Michael describing love. Love is the fuel, so think the sun. Love is the substance, so think trees and beings and, framework of things. And love is the movement. And then he defines truth as saying, truth is the divine knowing, what you may think of as supreme intelligence, wisdom, substance, inspiration, ideas. And love is the expression and how that is experienced. So that's a very beautiful way to explain truth and love. And then Gabrielle explains joy here. You are the substance of love and the matter of joy. You are the embodiment of that essence of laughter and the tinkling of gladness, the song of freedom. So joy is so important, and that's who we are. All of these are interwoven as one, interwoven uniquely into your tapestry and into your being. I don't know if you've watched the Dalai Lama, but he's always giggling. It's rare that he can get through a conversation without giggling. And that's his lightness of being. He's just reached such a stage in his development that he's very lighthearted. So he's a great example. And here, this is just like the framework of a house. SK reminding us the laws are the framework, sort of like we're anchoring them into our physical bone structure. Joy is golden, still point can be golden energy. Creation is golden. The substance, the framework is golden. Yeah, so just it's an easy way to remember what love and truth and joy are connected to the colors. Okay, so here we are on to the universal law of instantaneous transmission and transformation. Now, the reason I've got instantaneous, the silver, yeah, it's like a silver pink color. It's, I relate it to truth actually, because that's the color of truth, because it's instantaneous healing when we understand the truth of the matter. So, I don't know if instantaneous is that color, just because we've been studying truth too. I just figured it probably is. So this is our activation by conscious choice of what we choose to experience and what we choose to bring forth, the transformation of our sacred self. We are turning on, in conjunction with the mother, the perfection of our soul design, the expression of greater love, creating a ripple effect for the entire planet and far beyond. We are activating what has been present always, but not turned on. So we have all kinds of talents that we've developed in other lifetimes. And at one point, SK does actually call what we're turning on aspects. And aspects are other lifetimes that are integrating into us, because this is a ascension lifetime. So our past lifetimes are actually coming in, integrating, and that's why there's been so much clearing, because as they come in, there's probably more clearing to do. But that's another conversation. But he does actually call it the transmission, instantaneous transmission is connected to aspects. Okay. So when we're working with this law, we invoke it. So we want to invoke either the law or along with SK, it's a good idea to do this because we're actually asking permission to use this law and instantaneous transmission. And there's lots of things that we can ask. One of them that I was really resonating with, which is on the list, was joy without anxiety. Because it seems like we're always having a little bit of anxiety in the background, the belief that we're separate. That's what my understanding of anxiety is, that we're separate from our guides, we're separate from source, we're separate from different people on the planet. And so that was a really interesting example right there. So we can activate that. We drop into the heart space. We see that spinal column that's around the spine. And in that is our soul design. So our soul design is not only in our universal self, so that's that great big field around us. It's in the spinal column, but it's also at the seat of the soul, which is the top of the solar plexus. The tip of the Valentine heart goes down, the heart chakra goes right down to the solar plexus. So we've got 3 places that the soul design is anchored in. So, and this, there's no excuse for us not remembering. And then what we're doing with this law is lifting up these little flags. So we scan down, and then we go back up again, and then we go down and we lift flags. And then when we're done that, we feel the gratitude, because you really want to be grateful while this is happening. It's golden energy. We're working with golden flags. We're working with the golden spinal column. And know the divine energy, our truth is love and light. So we're working with truth because this is the truth of our soul design. This is who we truly are. So that's just a quick little overview of how this law works. Okay. So, and what happens, what I've been noticing is there's an almost instantaneous perspective change. So you start seeing things in a new light. So the more you invoke this law and practice with it, it's incredible, because what we want our field to be really vibrating smoothly. So the expansion of the vibration. So we want to get it flat, that's what peace is. If it's choppy, this is the old system. This is all hatred and sorrow and anxiety. It's very choppy. We want to smooth the vibrations out, and we want the frequency to increase. And when you're in that state, it's easier to access your soul design and activate your soul design. And you start seeing things with the perspective of the higher realms. So an instantaneous transmission works because who we are, our soul design, is embedded in the spinal column, the seat of the soul, and our fields with the universal self. We just have to believe, know, love, self, basically. There's no difference between healing and creation. So we're remembering, accepting, letting go, and embracing your soul design, which is amazing. Everybody's is unique and magnificent. It's just like your angelic self. It's amazing. So here's the universal self way out here. It's the really light yellow. See, it says universal self. And so, yeah. And then it's also here. It's also embedded right there. There's the heart chakra, but the heart goes all the way down to the tip of the solar plexus. It's a big chakra. It goes over top of the Halion. And so you've got you've got your soul design right there. And then you've got it also in the whole spinal column. So it's in 3 places. We can't forget. Okay. Okay, and this is the most important. I am loved, and I am lovable. So that was when Michael explained truth to us. It was a really good mantra to say every day. Really anchor it in. That will help with remembering your soul design. And always to go to still point. So I was practicing with still point today. So you can work with the universal law of instantaneous transmission. And when you're done, bring yourself to still point, because in the still point, everything dissolves. Anything that's not of love, it just dissolves away. And then make sure to give thanks. But yeah, still point, practicing that 17 seconds. Even I was practicing today, I was setting, like, you can set a little timer on your phone for 17 seconds so you don't have to count it in your mind, and then just relax into it. Oh my gosh, it's so easy. You can hold your breath for a minute. And in that, when you're in your heart and you're just holding yourself really still, everything that's not of love just dissolves. It's a great thing to practice, still point. Okay, so now this is, yes, Ken.
I was wondering if making that 17 seconds is really that necessary. So, because what happens if we go longer?
No, it's good. It's good to go longer. Yeah.
Well,
It's,
then,
it's
yeah,
a
I'm
minute.
just, okay, just thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah, it's just good to know how long 17 seconds is. So
Oh,
practice
okay.
with a timer, and then
Mm-hmm.
set it. And then I started setting the timer for double that, 34 seconds, and it was no problem. And then I was like, oh, well, let's try a minute. So yeah, it's just good practice. It's actually holding yourself very still. It's like a place of peace. It's a lovely thing to practice.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So here now is a very beautiful way to enter the 13th octave. We haven't talked about this. It is a mudra. Now, a mudra is a hand. I mean, you've probably heard of mudras. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to mention the 17 seconds is how quickly we can create anything. So I think that's what,
Oh,
and when you were saying, why 17 seconds? So we could create something negative, like a negative thought in 17 seconds, and then that ripples out into the universe. So that's where that 17-second comes from. Of course, longer is beautiful, but yeah.
You're right. Yeah, it's connected to 9 months of gestation. Like a child being born. Yes, you're right. It's in the higher realms. It only takes 17 seconds. It's connected to creation. Yeah. But in it too, everything just dissolves. It's a really interesting thing to practice. Because you'll see things flashing before your eyes, and then you've got a choice to attach to them or just let them go. Old systems, you'll just see things flash, like anything that's bothering you, like we haven't quite let go, it'll flash, and either we'll grab it and start contemplating it, or it can just dissolve. If you're standing back from it, it can just go, and then it's a letting go. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think we should try that.
Yeah. Do you want to do it right now?
yeah, sure.
Okay, for sure. Let's do it. Okay, so what we do is, okay, let's see. We've got 20 minutes left. I can set my little timer here. Let's see if we can do this. How do I do this? Oh, there we go. Okay, cancel. So, okay, I've got my timer set. So now what we're going to do is we're going to breathe emerald, and then we're going to drop down into your heart chakra, so into the emerald green. And you can hold yourself at the base of the tri-flame if you want, or you can just be in the emerald. And then basically what I do is I just breathe out, and so that I'm holding myself with no breath. But you can breathe in and hold it that way, or you can breathe out. It doesn't matter. So let's take a deep breath of emerald and drop down into the heart space and breathe it out. And then I'll set the timer for 17. So that's 17 seconds.
That was fast.
It goes by very quickly. Yeah. Yeah. And the key is to you can set an intention to let everything go if you want before you do that. But yeah, I find if you're really struggling with something, just ask to take it to still point
Wow.
and see what the mind does. Watch it. Yeah. Yeah. So
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. It's a great practice. Okay, now let's see if I can get me back to in technology here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, so now this is a beautiful thing to practice every day as well, to anchor yourself into the 13th octave and into the heart of Gaia as well. So you put your fingertips together like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers and your thumb. So you're making a circle. And you put it right down over top of your heart chakra. And then you quiet your mind. You create the 13th octave mudra, putting fingertips together, forming a circle. Go into your heart. So breathe the emerald and drop into your heart. And what we're going to do is we're going to be clicking our tongue. So on the first click of the tongue, feel yourself being greeted by James the Apostle and being taken to your sacred temple. So the sacred temple is in behind your heart chakra. So you do a click like that. Feel yourself being surrounded by the ascended masters, your angels and guides, and your friends. Feel the gifts, the energy, and the love being bestowed upon you. And then we're going to do a second click. And you feel yourself going up the golden spiral with Archangel Gabriel until you're at the foot of the throne of God. So this is source energy. And on the third click, feel the union with God take place. You are now in the 13th octave in the heart of one. And then we're going to do a fourth click. And we're going to go right down to the heart of Gaia, anchor deep into the heart of Gaia. Feel the flow of energy as it moves from the heart of one, down the golden spiral, into the heart of Gaia, and back up again, resting in the heart of one. This continual flow of energy strengthens your connection to Mother, Father, One, and to our beloved planet Gaia. So that's an amazing thing to do every day so that you're anchoring yourself with Gaia, but you're also in the 13th octave. So you're seeing from the higher perspective throughout the day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's clicking with your tongue. So you're just clicking like that. And it's connected to the mudra, and you're putting yourself right into perfect soul alignment with Mother, Father, One, Gaia, your soul design as well. Because it's connected to the flow of energy that's going through the physical form. Okay. So within the several of the laws, we were given lists. And I find these lists really interesting. So with the law of change in the mother, she talked about relationship. So that I believe is our relationship with ourself, loving, really deeply loving ourselves. And then it just naturally extends out to everyone that's around us. She talks about financial security being a big thing. I agree. I love financial security. And and meaningful work. Okay, so that was her list for us. Then the Buddha in the law of attachment and detachment had another list. He said perfect relationship, financial abundance. So that's us in the flow of love and abundance because they're one and the same. Perfect health. So again, the flow of love, happy family, fully embodying mission and purpose. So they're very similar. Then with the universal law of unification unity with Sanat Kumara, he gave us another list. He said lustrous health, lustrous relationship, and lustrous planet. And I just figured out why he used the word lustrous. because it's very golden and he's a golden energy. So he would want us to be thinking gold. And gold is connected to our self-worth. And that is something that we've all struggled with. So really, really anchoring in that golden energy. The universal law of instantaneous transmission and transformation, this one that we're just studying. So SK, he's given us another list. I am the recognition of my interdimensional self. So that's just knowing there's 12 dimensions around the planet, and we're going in and out of those etheric classrooms. There's 12 classrooms for each dimension. So there's 144 that we're going in and out of. We're becoming multi-dimensional, remembering that. And then he says, I am the activation of my ascension flag. So I guess our ascension has a flag as well. So those little flags in the spinal column, we want to see them upright. We don't want to see them flopped over, the divine ones. So if you're looking at your spinal column, look and see where the flags are at. And also activation of perfect health. And then the activation of balance in all realms, mental and emotional, spiritual, and physical. So they're very, very similar. It's all about relationship, health, abundance, happy families, ascension, interdimensional. Like it's all the regular stuff. And it's just nice little lists to help us along the way. So that's, yeah, Darren.
So, where would the ascension flag be? Where would you find it?
That is for you to look on your spinal column and ask your guides. Because
Okay, I'll do that then.
I honestly think it's it could be in a different place on different people. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It could be because the golden spiral is connected to the heart. It could be around the heart. Ascension it's like a golden spiral, but the golden spiral goes, we just learned it with the 13th octave mudra, mantra mudra. The spiral goes right down to Gaia. So I don't know. Anyways. Okay, so now we're on to the questions. So Susie wants to take a detour to speak about last week. So last week was the law of transmutation. So she has a question about that, which is really interesting. And she wants to thank him for sharing, particularly the law of transmutation. I used it to great effect. I'm wondering if invoking that law can also lead to stirring up of especially deep issues and acute awareness of the debris, and not necessarily always a clearing of it at first. I'm not sure because I think I may have witnessed both. And Raj says, absolutely, do not forget. Yes, we have talked about the buried treasure beneath the barnacles and the debris, the mud and the sludge. But dear heart, who do you think created the mud and the sludge? So it is acknowledging individually that you contributed to the mud and the sludge, the barnacles, the debris, but also in the third dimension, everything that happened in the building up and the buying into those illusions was a collective creation, as well as an individual creation. It wasn't simply you saying, now I will create this drama or this illusion. It was supported. And in some cases, it came to you because it was a collective belief. And then sometimes you contributed to the collective belief. So when you're working with the law of transmutation, you're not simply digging and bringing out the buried treasure and polishing that gemstone. What you are also doing is cleaning up the sludge. So you are absolutely correct. You are loving and transmuting the sludge as you work your way to the buried treasure. So forgiveness is a really beautiful way to transmute. Gratitude transmutes it. Compassion transmutes it. And lots of times we're working with other beings as well, because it's a, it's a group thing. So yeah, transmutation. Thank you for that, she says. I'm trying to understand where humanity is going in terms of our abilities and why our human form is so important. as I understand it, the ascended masters can take any form they like, and that until now, ascending with the physical body has not been available. I do see the benefit of having physical vessels here on Earth in order to be anchors and portals for divine energy. So just know that our chakras are portals as well. So they're portals to the dimensions. Okay, but he's talking about, okay, so then I wanted to bring up what Archangel Michael said about truth. And he said, so here we're talking about us ascending with the physical body, having physical vessels here. And then part of the transmutation is that the old energy evokes emotion. So what we're doing is really letting go those feelings within us, because that's the drama that creates more drama. So if we're holding on to that old stuff, and that's why I was practicing with still point, because if you're feeling some kind of emotion around the old belief systems, it's good to bring it to neutral. So it's not evoking any emotion. And then it's not going out and creating more. And Michael's saying, elevate the respect for yourself and for truth. And Steve, because even as Steve has said, what you're searching for, the search for certainty, it is leading you to the truth of your being and the anchoring, the acceptance of that spark within you. So we want to be acting in a loving manner all the time. Sometimes it's easy to fall into conversations with other people if they're talking not so respectfully about themselves or other people. So it's good to be able to say, no, I don't do that. And stand up and elevate the conversation up into the higher realms where we're here to love everyone and be that. So if you find that the old stuff is evoking emotion, it's a great time to bring it to still point and neutralize it. Yes, Darren.
How do you elevate your conversation when you're speaking with AI?
What?
Oh, why?
What do you mean by
Well,
AI?
when you get an answering machine that's AI, it's not a real human, it's an artificial intelligence you're talking to. How do you elevate the conversation then?
What?
Well, just try speaking in an elevated way and see what happens.
You just get more confusion, that's all.
Well, I think AI is in its beginning stages, because I know I phoned a bank once and it told me they could, AI told, what, it was very funny, but it was very like direct. No, can't do that. Okay, fine, I'll just walk into the bank and talk to them. But they laughed because they said that it's just learning how to, they're practicing with it. I said AI was very rude to me.
To me, it was just ignorant, that's all.
So yeah, I don't know, just keep practicing, I guess. Yes, Jen.
You don't think sending love would do it?
Yeah, for sure. That's a really good idea. We should put AI on our list of prayers.
Yeah, I sent out love and eventually I got a real person to talk to, so that helped, yeah.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I think you just keep pressing 0 for operator. Mhm. Ken, did you want to say something?
Well, I realized that I made this point before, but I was just thinking about the fact that when Watson, they gave him the Urban Dictionary, he started cursing, and so they had to take it out. I just find that interesting because that's sort of, how do I want to say this? It's sort of like having a loaded gun and pointing it and not being able to point it. You're not in control of it. That's all. And I think AI is sometimes like that.
Yeah, it's at the beginning stages. I think I sense that the galactics have a big hand in this, and I know that people are really worried about it, but I don't know. I don't have that. I don't feel that. I feel like that we have so much help, and
Okay.
it may look like it's going a little bit off the rails, but I don't know. I think the more we stay in the love and our soul designs, that's what's going to be created on the planet, as within, so without. So the more we're sending love, we're anchoring love, we're being these big lighthouses of love, really understanding how the physics of how things work, that's what's going to transpire here. Just keep that, elevate, as Archangel Michael says here, elevate, elevate, elevate the respect for yourself and for truth, and just keep multiplying it out to the planet. I mean, that's basically why we're here. So hopefully it all helps. It all goes into the collective soup. Okay. And this is important too, because knowing that everything is forgiven in the higher realms, the Divine Mother, Father wants to forgive everything. There is no judgment. They're in such a state of love. We want to get there. We want to remember that state of love because it's so beautiful. So bringing our heart to still point, letting the old emotions dissolve, making sure we're giving thanks, practicing it for the 17 seconds, that's creation, and it lifts you up. That's the ascent, that's the sensation. You literally feel like you're lifting up. It's so fabulous. We want to be in that state all the time. And then it's easier for other people to see, like they sense it. They don't really know exactly what's happening, but they sense it. Our children, our, family members, friends, they sense it. They want it. I think that's what I'm seeing when I'm going out and doing different things like card readings and stuff. They sense it. Yeah, Steve.
Yeah, I just want to underline, I had to take a bio break and I'm listening to you on the way.
Yeah.
The experience of that love will solve all problems, will answer all questions,
Mhm.
give you everything you ever wanted. I mean,
Yeah.
that love was all you ever wanted. I can assure you that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, yay, what you were saying.
Yeah, because in that there's financial abundance, there's everything. Everything just works so much better. It's like I don't even know a good metaphor for it, but everything just feels wonderful. Everything works well, and yeah, you can just navigate your days so much more easily. And it's embedded in your soul design. That's why this law is so important. So keep invoking it and keep asking for permission to activate yourself so that you can feel this love, because it is extraordinary. And if old emotions come up, if you feel like that dissonance inside of you, bring yourself into the heart, bring yourself to still point, see the images, don't attach to them, because as soon as you grab onto them and want to tussle with them, then it anchors in. So you want to just let it all go. Just keep letting it go. Okay. So yeah, Steve.
Just to add to that you were saying love yourself, and when you're thinking about what that means, it's like, what does it mean to love myself? I mean, how do I do that? For me, what it actually means is with my breath, drawing love up from my heart and swishing it around here. I know I've said this before, but I keep repeating it. Swishing it around, that primes the pump. After a while, you don't have to do that. Your heart opens up, and then this tsunami of love flows all the time. You're in that space. I'm not in that space at the moment, but when you are, it's just this river of love flowing through you.
Yeah, and breath work is really, everything's connected to the breath, like Steve said. Breath work is handy. I was actually lying on my mat this morning doing like hours of breath work. It's extraordinary. You just get into the zone where everything is love and you feel like we're all one, and it's a great practice.
Was it?
Yeah, breath work is really neat. Yeah, everything's connected to the breath. So in the breath is the moisture of the mother and the light of the father. So literally you're breathing the unification of the mother and the father in every breath. So it's very sacred. Breathing is really sacred. And so even that can bring you remembrance of this love that flows.
Yeah. Breath is or shows, demonstrates the pattern of the mother. I don't know, some people say in-breath is creation, other people say out-breath is creation. I don't know, but I say in-breath is creation, and the pause is still point, father, and the out-breath is the sending of the love to someone else. It's the sharing. So love must flow. It has to flow.
Yes, and we're always evolving. So connected to us evolving and flowing and
Mhm.
yeah, Darren.
Yeah, the Buddha says to follow your breath to enlightenment.
Absolutely. 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 You could do that. Yeah.
What I've noticed with trauma is we will tend to hold our breath. And you'll
Mhm.
catch yourself if you're very conscious of your breathing, you will catch yourself holding your breath. I am really good at holding my breath. So connected to different things that have happened to me. But now I use it to good effect because I can hold and be at great states of peace. So I love it. But and it's good for exercise too. And you've got good lung capacity. I used to play the clarinet. I had huge lung capacity when I was younger. I want to build that up again. Yes.
Yeah, I was really surprised when I realized that I was holding my breath at times, and so that was a real surprise.
Well, it's connected to the trauma, early trauma. Yeah. But yes, okay. So, we're at 10 to 7 right now. Why don't we go back to this slide and just send out understanding the still point, but we were going to send love for something. What were we going? Oh,
Me.
do you want to do that, Steve?
No, I think I'm okay on that score.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
To take us.
Why don't we just send out into the collective people remembering their soul design, remembering their love for themselves, their soul design, their breathing. Yeah. Anything and everything we've been talking about. Anybody have anyone in particular? Do Mickey and Sadie need some more love, Darren?
Mickey's back on the trail now, so I think she'll be all right now.
Okay. And Ken?
I was just wondering if we could do that thing where we started off going into still point,
Yeah.
start with going into the heart and then reaching still point and use that as the anchor for sending the love.
Absolutely. That's a great idea. Let's do that. Okay. So let me set the timer here. Timer. 10 minutes. We'll do 10 minutes and you can stay as long as you want in the still point. Then I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna get us down there and then we'll send from the heart. And just know that right at the top of the solar plexus is your soul design, and your spinal column's right there. Your soul design is all around you when we're in the heart. So it's a good thing. It's a good place to send from. Okay. So, and then if you guys want to put yourselves on mute, and then when I'm finished talking, I will put myself on mute. And we'll do 10 minutes of sending from the heart. All right, so I'm gonna ask us all to take a deep breath of the emerald in through your nose, and on the out breath, drop down into your heart. And then I'm gonna ask you to take another deep breath of emerald while you're in your heart space. And breathe it out through your mouth and go into your 17 seconds of still point, and then from there to your sending. There we go. That was 10 minutes.
Oh,
Did that go
super
fast?
yeah.
I actually thought I pressed the timer and I didn't, so I don't know if that one, I guess it was 10 minutes. Yes, I was guesstimating. Okay, so any questions about what we were discussing? No, it was pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Mhm.
We've got a few more classes on this law. There's more. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. But yeah, I'm glad you came, Paula. That's so good.
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we'll be back on Friday. So we'll
Okay.
continue on.
okay.
Yeah. See you then.
All right. Okay. Recording. There it is. Stop.